considerations on the possible uh, founding point of the theory of the element, as in Euclid's elements, the usage. So we start with this sense that the element could mean something like a point in geometry, and then we transfer meaning from their theory of the element. So we have a thematized then something that remains thematic throughout Western thought. The question over the status of geometric objects, and by transfer, this understanding of the element, which then sometimes it said the element in physics would be the atom, except of course because the atom became itself an object of the name for an object of empirical study that no longer is the case, but in theory the atom as the smallest thing would name an element in physics. Whatever corresponds to the Planck state in the light-dependent theory of the smallest thing, which I think has been empirically disproved. The theory of the element. Okay, so one, we have something stable, which has been commented on throughout the Western history. So, for instance, we have these famous statements in the Middle Ages, and I'm not sure when the first formulation is, but I mean, this thing which Goethe is still referring to, the basic idea that everything can be understood according to the elements in the mathematical sense, as expressed by saying things such as, and Goethe is saying that architecture is frozen music, where then so he's drawing on that music is understood as mathematics in time, and that geometry is correspondingly understood on this view as mathematics in space, and there would also be some other applications, and then at length attempts are made to show mathematics as history, and in a certain way, Auguste Comte in a certain way tries to show that there's a fixed relationship between mathematical knowledge and anything the historian can say about history. So then I guess you could say, Comte is already a logical positivist, I guess, in that sense. Although he includes I guess I don't see how that doesn't follow also from the neological positivism, that if you say everything can be explicated and presented adequately in terms of mathematics or logic, because basically Frege and Russell, or what they call logic, is just a formal systems of mathematics. If everything can be adequately represented that way, that means there's just to be some translation made between the usage in daily life of what we're talking about with various types of qualia and various type of things such as emotions, to which could be then given a strict mathematical or the matrix-like presentation. So you have, that would be the comped version. So in that way, I think, that's just the part of the claim that the whole tradition was already driving towards something like positivism from the beginning, from the inception. It just doesn't ever generalize it or universalize it like that, because it's much more looking at the cases as they are right before it. It doesn't know as much quantitatively as we do, so it doesn't address its subject matter in that way. But it seems to be incubating there since the beginning, and then Hegel, in a way, would show, the egg comes to be a hatchling and fledges in accelerationism or something like that. So that's a little look at how the element can be investigated as object of theoria rather than empirical theory, with this sort of phenomenological claim that theoria goes a little bit beyond the kind of Popper type of standard of repeated experimental results.